Why it would suck to be born as a hyena. You come into the world in the most undignified way possible, squeezing through the exceptionally long birth canal that runs through your mother's clitoris. Yes, you heard that right. The birth canal goes through the clitoris. Mother Nature really dropped the ball on that one. As if being born a hyena wasn't already challenging enough, you have to start life with a journey through an anatomical anomaly. Welcome to the world, little guy. You're a tiny, helpless, slightly damp ball of fur. But don't expect any coddling from dear old mum. Hyena mothers are not exactly known for their nurturing nature. In fact, siblicide, which is the killing of a sibling, is pretty much a rite of passage in your clan. Do you understand how ridiculous that is? Like, if you have a twin, there's a good chance one of you will kill the other in the first few weeks of life. Talk about a dysfunctional family dynamic. From the moment you arrive, it is clear you are not the star of this show. Hyena society is matriarchal, meaning the females run the show. Your mother, a queen of her kind, holds her head high in the hierarchy. You, not so much. Male hyenas are born knowing their place, and that place is far, far below the females. Even your sisters, fresh out of the womb like you, have more pull than you ever will. It is honestly a humbling start, to say the least. The first thing you notice, other than the overwhelming smell of damp fur and earth, is that your siblings are jerks. They're not just cute little boogie-woogies nuzzling up to one another. No, they are pint-sized gladiators with sharp teeth and zero chill. Hyena cubs are born with their eyes open and their teeth fully formed, which means they're ready to throw down from day one. And by throw down, I mean fight. Your brothers and sisters do not hesitate to nip, shove, and outright maul each other for a chance to breastfeed first. It is survival of the fittest, and your siblings are not playing fair. But let's say you make it through those first few weeks without falling victim to fratricide. Congratulations, you are officially on your way to becoming a full-fledged member of the clan. Of course, that doesn't mean life gets any easier. Not even close, my boy. But hey, it's not all bad news. You have got one thing going for you. You're pretty darn cute. With your fluffy coat, oversized ears, and playful demeanor, you've got a certain charm that even the most hardened hyena matriarch can't resist. Use it to your advantage while you can, because trust me, that cute factor won't last forever. After a few weeks, you and your age mates emerge from the den for the first time. The world outside is big and pretty much intimidating. The savannah stretches endlessly in every direction, thorny bushes here and there, dry grass, and the occasional cluster of acacia trees. The scenery might not be that bad, but don't you dare get distracted because there are predators lurking everywhere. Lions, leopards, and wild dogs would love nothing more than to snack on a defenseless hyena cub. Your mother and the other adults keep a watchful eye, but even their protection has its limits. As you grow, you start to develop some survival skills. You learn to stay low in the grass, to listen for the warning calls of birds, and to follow the older hyenas to the safety of the clan. Speaking of the clan, it's an overwhelming mess of snarling disputes and a strict social ladder that determines everything. You must adhere to these conformities fully, or else you are out. At the top are the dominant females, including your mother, who commands respect with a single glance. At the bottom, you guessed it, the males. You have a long road ahead if you hope to make something of yourself in this world. It's tough out here, my boy. Oh wait, have you looked at yourself in the mirror? Because male hyenas weren't dealt the best cards down there, and I mean that literally. To put it bluntly, your reproductive organ is complicated. It's not the most glamorous feature, and let us just say it's not winning you any points in the confidence department. Add to that the fact that female hyenas are larger, stronger, and generally more intimidating, and you begin to realize that you're at a significant disadvantage in almost every way. By the time you hit the equivalent of hyena elementary school, you've started to understand the unspoken rules of the clan. Rule number 1, Do not mess with the females. They are bigger, meaner, and less patient than you could ever hope to be. Rule number 2, stick with the group. Hyenas may be tough, but even the toughest cub is no match for a lion on its own. Rule number 3, know your place. As a male, your best bet for survival is to keep your head down and avoid drawing too much attention. You are always walking on eggshells here. But knowing the rules does not mean you're free from trouble. The hyena society is built on constant competition, and even the youngest members are not exempt. If you want to eat, you need to fight for your share. If you want to play, you need to prove you're not a pushover. Every day is a test, and every interaction feels like a high-stakes negotiation. Despite the challenges, however, there are moments of joy. You and your siblings chase each other through the tall grass, pouncing and wrestling in a flurry of fur and teeth. It might look like harmless fun, but make no mistake, little boy, this is serious business. Playtime is how you hone your skills, practicing the moves you'll need to hunt, fight, and survive as an adult. Here is where you learn to stalk, to ambush, and to defend yourself from a sneak attack. These skills will serve you well in the future. As you grow older, your fluffy cub fur starts to thin out and is replaced by the spotty coat of an adolescent hyena. You are lanky and awkward, all gangly legs and oversized ears. The older members of the clan barely tolerate your presence, and the younger cubs look up to you with a mix of curiosity and annoyance. You're too young to be taken seriously and too old to be coddled. It's a very awkward period in your already difficult life. Your hunting skills are coming along though. You start by scavenging, tagging along with the adults as they rip apart a wildebeest or chase off a pack of wild dogs. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done. Eventually, you graduate to hunting small prey on your own. Rodents, hares, and the occasional bird become your targets. You feel a surge of pride every time you make a successful kill, even if the adults barely acknowledge your efforts. As a teenage male hyena, you are beginning to understand the harsh reality of your position. The females your age are growing stronger, faster, and more dominant, while you remain, well, you. You have come to the realization that male hyenas are essentially just sperm donors. Your sole purpose in life is to mate with as many females as possible and hope that some of your offspring survive. But what you might not know at this point is that the females are notoriously picky. They will only mate with the strongest, most dominant males, which means you've got your work cut out for you. You spend your days trying to prove yourself to the females by engaging in vicious battles with other males for dominance. These fights are not for the faint of heart because they're brutal and bloody affairs that often result in serious injury or even death. But you don't have a choice. It's fight or be forgotten, and no self-respecting hyena wants to be forgotten. Or do you? I thought so. You learn to avoid the wrath of dominant females, to scavenge efficiently, and to stay out of trouble. You form bonds with other young males, finding camaraderie in your shared struggles. It's not much, but it is enough to keep you going. The days turn into weeks, and the weeks turn into months. You are no longer a helpless cub, but you're not yet a full-fledged adult. You watch the older males with a mix of admiration and dread, knowing that your time will come soon enough. The savannah is unforgiving, and the life of a male hyena is anything but easy. But for now, you're still just a teenager trying to find your place in the world. You've got a long road ahead of you, filled with challenges and obstacles at every turn. But again, you're a hyena, and that means you're tough. You'll fight, you'll scavenge, you'll do whatever it takes to survive. As you enter adulthood, you realize that the challenges of your youth were just a warm-up for the harsh realities of life as a male hyena. You're now fully grown, a formidable predator in your own right, But in the grand scheme of things, you're still just a cog in the machine of hyena society. Sure, you're stronger and faster than you were before, but so is everyone else. The females, towering over you with their larger size and more muscular build, dominate every aspect of this world. But you're not content to be just another lackey. You have ambition, a burning desire to prove yourself and rise through the ranks. You start to challenge the other males by engaging in vicious battles for dominance. And as you already know, these fights are not for the faint-hearted. They're brutal and bloody affairs that leave both parties battered and scarred. You are hardened enough and you persevere. You learn to use your intelligence and cunning to outmaneuver your opponents. You form alliances with other males, working together to take down the competition. Slowly but surely, you start to climb the ladder of hyena society. As you rise through the ranks, you gain access to better resources. You get first dibs on the fattest cuts of meat, the prime sleeping spots, and the most desirable mates. Life is good, or at least as good as it gets for a male hyena. Around here, power comes with responsibility, and as a high-ranking male, you're now expected to lead hunts, defend the clan's territory, and protect the cubs. It is a lot of pressure, but you rise to the challenge. You become a master strategist, coordinating complex hunts that require the cooperation of the entire clan. You learn to read the body language of your prey, anticipating their every move and adjusting your approach accordingly. Under your leadership, the clan becomes a well-oiled machine, a formidable force on the savannah. But even as you revel in your success, you know that your time at the top is fleeting. Hyena society is a constant game of pull and push, where males are constantly vying for position and females are always ready to knock them down a peg. You've seen it happen to others, and you know that one day it'll happen to you, too. As you enter your later years, the harsh realities of hyena life become even more apparent. Your body, once a finely tuned survival machine, begins to betray you. Your joints ache, your vision dims, and your once powerful jaws no longer have the strength to crush bone as they once did. Hunting and scavenging become increasingly difficult, and you find yourself relying more and more on the charity of the clan, a charity that's often in short supply. The younger males, now in their prime, view you as little more than an obstacle. They are faster, stronger, and more aggressive, and they won't hesitate pushing you aside to get what they want. Even the females who once tolerated your presence seem to regard you with less patience. It's a tough pill to swallow, but hey, there's little room for self-pity. And when the time comes for you to step aside, you do so with your head held high. You have left your mark on the clan. In the end, that's all any male hyena can ask for. As you lie in the shade of an acacia tree, watching the younger generations play and fight and mate, you can't help but feel a sense of pride. You have lived a hard life, a life filled with struggle and strife, but it was a life well lived. You have seen the savannah in all its beauty and brutality, and you've come out the other side stronger for it. You close your eyes, feeling the warmth of the sun on your grizzled face. The sounds of the savannah wash over you, the distant roar of a lion, the cackle of your fellow hyenas, the rustling of the grass in the wind. It is a symphony you have heard 1,000 times before, but it never gets old. As you drift off to sleep, you know that your time is coming to an end. But you are not afraid. You survived longer than most of your childhood friends and peers, and in this world, that is a victory in itself. You take one last breath, feeling the life slowly drain from your battle-scarred body. The world around you starts to fade, but even as your vision dims and your heart slows, you hold on to the one thing that has given meaning to every battle scar and every hard-won victory. The fierce, unshakable pride of being a hyena, a true survivor against all odds in the unforgiving kingdom of the savannah. And with that final thought, you slip away, your spirit soaring over the vast expanse of the African plains. You have left your mark on this world, son, and now it's time to rest. The circle of life continues, and somewhere out there, a new generation of hyenas is waiting to take up the mantle.